Do you know the title to the podcast?
Uh-uh.
Okay, so it's a work in progress title, but I originally called it with me and my buddy. We called it "Notes from Nobodies."
Okay. All right.
Not to say that we're nobodies, right? We're people, but it's people that I found interesting and that don't typically like have a podcast. Like
Yeah.
Theo Von, Joe Rogan, like
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
more down to earth people that are interesting to talk
I
to.
love it.
So I met Brock here at a WIPA event. He's one of the leaders there. He's a total legend. He's got the golden voice. He's a DJ. He's a business owner, entrepreneur. I don't even know, like life coach. He does all these cool things that we're going to talk about today. So how you doing, Brock?
I'm good. Excited to be here.
Sweet. Well,
Yeah.
glad.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So we'll just go straight off to the beginning, the origin story, if you will.
Oh my.
Let me know, like, how many years ago did it start? Were you like a kid where you started to like get into music? How did it go?
Yeah, the story's kind of crazy. I'll give you the super condensed version. I grew up in a really small town. Like I graduated a class of 32 people, and that was the public high school.
Oh, wow.
And nearest mall was 2 hours away, for perspective. So like
Damn.
way out
Yeah.
in the middle of nowhere in Missouri. And when you turn 16 there and it's time to get a job, my parents told me to get a job. Really, options are sack groceries or flip burgers, right?
Right.
And call me ambitious or call me, I don't know, egotistical, one of the two. I just didn't see the value in that. I didn't understand how that would serve me, and so I was pretty resistant to that. Maybe I just wanted to be cool or something. I'm not sure, but I ended up finding a radio station that was a little ways outside of my hometown, and it was actually a pretty significant radio station. It was a 100,000 watt radio station, which is as big as it gets before it becomes a satellite station.
Okay.
And country, but that's a pretty cool gig for a 16-year-old. So
Yeah.
I started on country radio. I was the overnight guy, and hours
Dang.
were terrible at first.
For sure.
And
Walk me through that. I'm just curious how that worked because I told you before my dad used to do radio in California, probably another small place. I don't really know, but he did radio for a while. So what do you do? Like you wake up at weird times, you come in, you clock, like you punch, what is it? Punch the clock, and then
so
you're just like, "Hey guys, welcome to the night radio country." Do you do that kind of stuff and everything?
sort of. So actually, the way it was configured for me was I would do like the late evening time slot live. But
Okay.
even back then, and keep in mind, this was 15, 20 years ago now, even back then, they were pre-programming everything. So they
Gotcha.
would know exactly what time, what song was going to play, exactly what time your announcement was going to hit, et cetera. So you actually
Mm.
could watch the clock, and I know my next announcement is at 6:33. In the meantime, while music is playing, I would run over and record the super late spots, like the night shifts, but like the graveyard shift spots, like so. 3:30
Interesting.
shot spots, et cetera, et cetera. I record them and then I actually drop them in the system
Okay. Just
and
drop and leave, and it just plays.
drop and live. And you
Sweet.
know exactly what time it's going to play. So you can say that. You can literally come on the air and be like, ladies and gentlemen, 3:34 in the morning. Thank you so much for
Right.
being with us. K Country 95, that kind.
Oh,
And
that's cool.
it flies because you know exactly what time it's going to play.
Dude, that's cool. Okay, so then you did that, and then where'd you take your career from there? So you did
Yeah,
that for a little
eventually I
while.
actually worked up, became one of their, their key personalities. I was their Saturday afternoon show host. I did really well. I did the remotes and the live broadcasts and the things
Okay.
like that. And I enjoyed it. You sit in a box by yourself 6 or 8 hours at a time.
Mm,
And I love the music aspect, but I'm also just really extroverted. I love people. And I think that I felt like something was missing. Not to mention, at least with my experience, the pay wasn't awesome. I stayed at minimum wage the whole time.
right.
So
Looking for something
I
different.
yeah, I asked him if I could start doing sales. So I say often that I was literally selling air, because you're
On
just
air.
selling airtime. But I did that for a little while. I wouldn't say I was awesome at that, but
Mm.
during that time, I actually met somebody who ran a DJ company, and this was the first time I'd ever heard of this. Right?
Oh,
Actually, to be really clear, weddings where I grew up, you go to the chapel, you get married upstairs in the chapel, you go down to the fellowship hall,
that's it.
cake punch, maybe a
Yeah.
first dance if it's a liberal church.
Interesting.
That's a
Yeah.
wedding. So
Yeah.
when this person's like telling me, no, like we do these big events where people dance and they celebrate and they party and have the best time. My mind was just melting at this idea. She's like, you would make a great DJ. Have you ever thought about being DJ? I said, well, that's funny. I have DJed on the radio. I just didn't know this was a thing. And she's like, you should try it. So I was hooked. I tried it. Turns out I'm, really good at it, and I
Pat
have,
yourself on the back. Well,
yeah.
really, really good. He is really good. I can attest that.
So I've been doing it ever since. Actually, believe it or not, 19 years now.
Wow. Congrats, dude.
Thank you.
That's awesome. That's a feat. I love that you talk about people because that is such a like a main like structure for me too, is that sometimes is missing. That's why I do this podcast too, is like I'm editing all day, I'm doing stuff, and then I'm like, hey, I get a little break. I get to talk to people. And like my calls with my couples are like the best ever. I can like talk to them and get their whole story and everything. So I think honestly, I feel like in the industry, I feel like the wedding industry is like a people focused industry. Can you touch on like what about your business does like that you hyper focus on people or like the experience of the people side and stuff that makes it like outstanding service that I already know that it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I started Elevate about 9 years ago now, and it has absolutely exploded. We do about 850 events a year now.
Woo,
So
that's good.
it's been a wild journey. I've been very fortunate to get to travel all over and DJ for events. And I think what has made us particularly successful is our hyper focus on personalization and service for the client. And to be clear, about 75% of what we do is weddings. So this really fits that bread and butter, right? Like, what do people want on their big day? They want it to be a perfect reflection of them. They want it to reflect the vision. I mean, we're talking about brides who've been dreaming this since they were 5 years old, right? And so they want it to be to capture that vision as well as possible. And then on their day, they want it to be no stress. Like everything is taken care of. They get to show up and just drink in all of that love and celebration. And so that's where my company lives. We are hyper focused on that. Just super customization, lots of planning, pieces that go into making sure that it specifically fits them. Even customizing the way we build our packages, which is pretty rare in our industry. Most entertainment companies like package A, B, or C, and those are your options, right?
Right.
Well, that's not fitting that's fitting their vision to your packages instead of the other way around. And so we don't do it that way. And then care. Like, I'm that guy who, yes, I'm at an event, I'm running things, I'm emceeing, I'm DJing, but I'm also checking on the bride and groom. Hey, you need a drink? I got you. Like, you need you need me to get you more cake? Love me some cake. Let's get you some cake. All right, no problem. You need me to kick out the best man because he got way too drunk. All right, I'll handle it. Like,
Right.
I want you
Whoa.
focused on just being present. This moment happens or supposed to happen once,
Right.
and so you should be able to enjoy it to the fullest.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. So, like, when it comes to, you're talking about like things that happen on a wedding, right? Like the guy specifically, or like things that you have to take care of. It's interesting that some people I think don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, like clients don't think about that
Oh no.
at the beginning. They're just like, it's a guy that comes and plays music and makes
Yes.
announcements.
Yes.
It's like, hold on.
Yes.
Like I've seen, so here's a quick story for you. One of the weddings that I helped my buddy on um, last week or 2 weeks ago, the bride had a mishap with her dress, split the whole backside.
Oh.
She's bitching people out. She's like pissed. She goes and the DJ, this was crazy. He had a case, a dress repair case.
No way.
And I was like, dude, legend.
What are the odds?
Yeah. And so he gives them the repair case, and they try it. Doesn't work, right? So then she ends up having to wear like a jumper for the rest of the night. But the whole time he's checking in with her, like, hey, is everything good? Like, here's a pivot plan. Like, let's use this, and then we're gonna delay this. And they're just like constantly. It's a live event, so you're constantly pivoting. And he's like, I'm not gonna get people, because people say that it's like bad luck to open the dance floor without the bride and groom. I don't know, but like that's his thing, right?
Sure.
Obviously,
Sure.
and I'm sure he's talking with the bride and groom. But then it ends up being like a fantastic night. Everybody, like, the bride goes around and like apologizes privately to like the people that she talked to, and then the whole, like, then there's a big surprise for like this crazy like this famous singer that came in, and so the DJ's like, it's stressful because he has this $50,000 singer that is getting delayed on his time and stuff, and
Yeah.
so he's handling all this behind the scenes as a
Wow.
surprise, and it's such a testament to like the amount of work DJs
Yes.
actually have to do.
Yes.
It's not just a guy that plays music. Do you have any interesting experiences that are like, yeah, I agree, like
All,
what?
all of the interesting experiences. Man, all of them. So last year we had a first for our company. This one wasn't me; it was one of my team. But we actually had this was a destination wedding.
Mm.
The entire family, 70, 80 people had flown into this destination, and one of my DJs was performing it. And they get there and they start setting up, and the wedding planner comes in and says, "We're not having this wedding." Apparently,
Oh, oh.
apparently the bride found out the groom was cheating on her that morning. All the family was there. Everybody was there. So my DJ
No.
calls me and is like, "What do I do?" And I'm gonna be honest.
You're like,
What?
I don't know.
I don't know. So, fortunately there's a planner and I kind of
Yeah.
deferred a little bit. I was like, just ask the planner what,
You guys
like,
want to
should we
have a
pack up and
breakup
leave
party?
or, what happens here? And they legit had the bride's family still come down and just have like a nice meal, and my DJ still DJ'd background music.
No way.
This was like the most expensive
Oh,
meal.
deal ever, yeah.
That's nuts.
Dude,
that's
that's
a
pretty
first
terrible.
for me. I'd never seen that.
Dang, F that guy.
Yeah,
That groom.
kinda,
Piece of
kinda
shit.
not good. Not good. Yeah, in events, I mean, obviously the tougher ones are the ones where the clients get drunk way too fast, and then
Yeah.
you don't even have the right person to help make sure things go well for. Like you're playing parent instead of coach, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I did have an event. And I will say this was early in my career, and I'll just never forget it. I'll never forget it. It was an Eagles Lodge. Should have been my first indicator.
Wait, where is Eagles Lodge?
Eagles Lodge is one of those like fraternal order lodges.
What state, I mean?
Oh, Missouri.
Missouri. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not in a big city in Missouri. Like it was out.
Yeah, that's what it
It was
sounds
out a
like.
little ways. Yeah. And they the guests all showing up. So I, in this case, did not do the ceremony. Sometimes I do, but I didn't. So this was like they were
Right.
just going to show up at the reception space, and I was going to be ready, type
Yeah.
of deal. So I'm set, ready. Guests start showing up. Cocktail hour starts happening. We're waiting on the bride and groom, who should arrive 45 minutes to an hour later, to do the grand entrance and get started with everything. Dinner, dancing,
Yeah.
pretty straightforward. Yeah. Hour comes, hour goes. Hour and a half comes, hour and a half goes. I'm starting to get anxious. Hour and 45 minutes, coming up on 2 hours. The guests have been there for 2 hours.
Oh my
And I'm thinking,
God.
like, man, this photo shoot went off the rails. You
Right.
know, like, I don't know what happened. No, that's not what happened. All of a sudden, I see this 24-foot gooseneck trailer with hay bales shaped into like a U. And all the wedding party is riding on this 24-foot gooseneck trailer.
Oh no.
They're being followed by cops with their lights on, and that was part of the deal. It's not legal. You can't ride on a trailer. And the groomsmen show up. They're wearing camo vests, which I should clarify. This is when I worked for a company, so it was like I had minimal, other than a planning meeting, I had relatively minimal interaction with them
No
ahead of time.
hands-on stuff.
Yeah, I didn't really know what I was
they're
getting
just like-
myself into.
Dude, those are the worst gigs where it's like, because I
Yeah.
went through that too early on. Is like, you're just associate shooting everything,
Yeah.
and you show up and you're like, I have no idea what's going
Yeah.
on. I'm just here to
Yeah,
capture stuff.
exactly.
And the wildest shit happens.
The wildest stuff, dude. They were 3 sheets to the wind. I kid you not. They were so. It took me, I bet, 10, 15 minutes to even get them to line up for the grand entrance
Oh my
and stay
gosh.
in the lineup. Like, can you just stay? All you got to do is stay here long
Herding
enough for me to
cats.
say your name and walk
Right,
in.
right.
Like, after that, I don't even care anymore.
Right, yeah. I did my job.
I couldn't. By the end of the night, the dance floor was literally about an inch deep in beer.
Ooh.
The bride's dress was soaked.
Oh.
It was.
Oh.
It just not. That was
That's
a rough
not good.
experience for me. And you're like trying to keep it professional because
Right.
that's what I am. You're trying to serve the client, but they're gone. They don't even know what they need.
Can you
Yeah.
play a certain?
Oh, Yeah, the song of the night was "Crazy Bitch" by Buck Cherry, 4 times, 4 times, and I
No, dude.
I don't like playing that song to this day.
Oh, for sure. Okay, let's pivot then. So that's like one of the worst experiences.
Yeah.
What has been like your biggest, coolest experience that you just look back on and was like, it either could be like the best client experience you ever gave, or it could be like the best show you ever brought on. You can take a little time to think about it because
Yeah,
that's
that's a tough one.
that's 19 years of work that you got to scan through.
Man, I will say I had a really great this was just a really cool experience. I had a couple who they were from Missouri. They'd met me. They'd actually seen me perform. They really liked my work, and they had decided to have their wedding in Dominican Republic
Oh,
in Punta
fun.
Cana,
Nice.
and called me, and they were still gonna have a wedding in like a relaxed backyard reception in Missouri for the people who couldn't make it to the Dominican Republic. So they called me for that. But we got to talking and ultimately decided to actually have me come out to Dominican Republic and perform for them as well.
Wow.
They asked me to be their officiant, so I
Oh, that's
I was their
cool.
officiant, and then
Dude.
also got to DJ for them there, and then DJ'd their sort of like backyard reception coming back, and all of it was just literally so they're just a wonderful couple. I think I DJ'd for literally all of their friends for after that
Right.
too because it was just a great experience. Super fun. Everybody was plugged in. And the funny thing happened at Dominican Republic. So they were at a beach club
Mhm.
and the DJ was included in the package, so they couldn't cancel the DJ to save money or anything like that.
Right.
So he was there. I kind of treated him like a roadie. And I felt a little bad about that,
Hey,
but
go fix that light over
yeah,
there.
exactly, exactly. Hey, can you mix these two songs together? I'm gonna go out and check, whatever. And but it worked out great. We honestly had I'm actually still really good friends with them to this day.
That's awesome, dude.
Um,
Dang. The Dominican Republic. I had a couple that unfortunately couldn't book me because of the travel costs and stuff were just too high.
yeah,
But I did their engagement session in California, and now they're actually getting married this weekend. And I'm like, oh my god, I wish you could have afforded me. It's so
yeah,
cool
man, amazing,
there.
amazing.
But it's always cool to travel. Do you travel a lot outside the country for stuff, or is it
Uh,
just like the rare?
I would say about 30% of what I do has some sort of travel involved in
Yeah.
it, but that I would say only like less than 5% of it ends up being international. It's mostly within the states for
Okay.
me.
Nice. I
Yeah.
mean, that makes sense because logistic wise, it's just a lot of gear, it's a lot of stuff. So
Yeah, that's a
I
lot of
always
moving
I always
parts.
feel really bad for the DJs when I'm leaving, and I feel like I have a lot of gear when I'm like packing up my light stands and all my cameras and everything, and then I see the DJ still there, like closing it down, and he's just like lugging his shiz on the the trolley and
Legit my
everything.
least favorite part of my job. In fact,
For
I actually don't do
sure.
it anymore. I pay somebody else to do it because I
That's
just
the
hate
best
it.
way
I
to do
just
it. Yeah.
hate it. Like
Yes.
I've spent all of my energy making this event awesome, and now I gotta pack and tear things. No.
Honestly, I think eventually what I'm going to do is, for my business, is start paying lead shooters to come and kind of relieve me for the night if the client books the rest of the night. Because I'm like, I'm tired. I want to go. I want to go to bed. I want
Yeah.
to go potty my dogs and go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard a couple photographers do that, and I'm like, that's
That's
genius. They just
wild.
take off at 9, and they do the rest of 3 hours.
Wild.
Yeah,
I love it.
but it's good. So let's talk about your direction in life right now. What are you like excited about, motivated for, building type of stuff? I want to hear kind of what your goals and things are.
Yeah, it's been an interesting past couple of years for me. I moved to Phoenix. Now my company is actually in Missouri.
Right.
So I manage it from a distance. And I have people who are there managing that do a great job. But it's continuing to grow and do really well. And so one of the prime things that we're talking a lot about is moving into multiple other cities. Obviously, Phoenix is a the top contender of an option that we're considering. So that's exciting news. We're at a place now, size wise, where we're really having to think about how growth scales
Mm,
in a service business like this. I never thought I would have to sit down and really think about uh, structural management and how to get the right people in the right seats and
hmm
all those things and processes on processes on processes and all of that. Like it's been a real interesting twist because this took me from it started with learning how to serve people really well, and now it's literally scaling a pretty decently sized business, just to be perfectly honest,
For
and
sure.
continuing to scale it into other cities. So I'm excited about
Some
that.
logistics and things to figure out.
Yeah,
Because you gotta, for Arizona specifically, you have to have some sort of a residence, right? Or a PO box or something to look back on. And then you got to open up a whole nother DBA, is that right? Or an LLC in the state or something. I can't remember.
yeah, probably would
You have to
need.
pay state taxes basically
Yeah,
for the income that you get in the state.
yeah,
Obviously, I've never opened a business in another state, so this is all just speculation.
yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of interesting. There's a lot of hurdles you have to. Where are you at? And like, have you hired anybody for here? Or are you
No,
just doing your own?
just me right now.
Okay, so do you travel back and forth
I
between?
do. I do. Actually,
Okay,
this weekend I have an event in. It's a
dang, that's
destination
a
event
lot
at
of travel.
a resort there, in
Wow.
Missouri. So I get to do that one, and that's what happens now is people call me for a lot of the destination or
Yeah,
kind of the higher end stuff
you have
in
the
Missouri. So
higher
yeah.
end stuff.
Hmm.
That's the way to go,
Yeah.
honestly. So you can as you grow, you can just cherry pick. Like,
It's
yeah, I'll take that one,
it's
that
such a
one.
weird experience though. Like I there, it's like known, right? Like
Right.
I'm that guy there.
Mm.
Here, nobody. And so I'm like waiting for people. I'm like meeting with planners and
Yeah.
connecting with venues and um,
Well, question for you: have you started a full um, website, Instagram, whole social presence for Arizona specifically?
no, I have an individual website that is for me,
Right.
but we haven't specifically and effectively launched Elevate Entertainment here yet, and
Okay.
so I haven't pushed into that. I've mostly just started with the networking and like, hey, you can hire me as the DJ,
Okay.
etc. And I think this is good because it kind of gives an inroad to the skill and the heart of the owner.
For
So
sure.
that whenever the time comes that I launch Elevate here, it will be an easy translation. People will
No,
know,
for sure.
oh, this is what we expect from that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm thinking just out loud, just brainstorming here,
Sure.
right? I'm thinking like if because I checked out your are you running your pivot from your business Instagram in Missouri, or from your personal DJ Missouri, right? Is that what it is?
Missouri. Yep.
Missouri, okay. Or from your personal Instagram, um, that like your private like I'm the lifestyle coach Instagram.
Yeah, that's where it's. Yeah, I mean, candidly, it's kind of messy right now for me. My, we don't have that anything about Arizona in our business Instagram,
Right,
so it really has to depend on me, and I haven't pushed that very hard. Like I've made it known I'm here, but I haven't pushed Brock the DJ in Arizona very hard.
right.
And part of the reason is
Interesting.
because what you hinted at. I also am now becoming a speaker and a coach and an
Yeah,
educator, and there's a lot of that. I lead a thing called the Retreat, which is for luxury
yeah. Oh, I
DJs.
wanted to talk about that
Yeah, and so it's blur. I do a lot of things, so my Instagram gets messy. It's
for
blurry.
sure.
There's like a lot of things there,
Do you
and
have someone that takes care of the socials for you in
for
Missouri?
my business, they don't take care of my personal socials.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I should probably work on that.
Because that would be really interesting. Because that's the only thing I would suggest for just from a media standpoint person is like the SEO, which SEO is a very complicated thing right now because what I'm doing right now, this is crazy. I don't know if I talked to you about this at the WIP
Huh?
event, but I've been going through all of my pages on my website and restructuring them how like AI wants me to restructure it,
Yeah.
which is a total like I don't know. Like I don't like it, but there's an advantage to it because then when people search your like service in it, because everybody's using AI search now, when they search best videographer in Arizona or whatever, I'll come up instead of my competition.
Yeah.
Not competition. We're all creative, so it's not like whatever, but
Right.
like more eyes on me, which is good.
Yeah.
So I would definitely. I've felt like it's starting to work. I've just done it, so I don't know if it's a proven fact or not.
Yeah.
And I'm just following tutorials online because like there's experts in this field that I'm trying to learn from, right? So I wonder if like the AI focused like SEO type of thing, and maybe if you don't have to like add a whole like pay for a whole nother website and everything, I wonder if you could just add like a sub website off of your main one with the like the website tag where it's like Phoenix DJ or
Mm-hmm.
Phoenix Arizona DJ just to
Mm-hmm.
get more of that in there. And then obviously the regular SEO stuff with backlinks, us right here, like I'll tag you in this podcast and you link it to this area and stuff. So you're more like a localized SEO, if that makes sense. And then, yeah, I don't know, maybe like if you're really, really wanting to do it, obviously, because you're like super busy. But like you said, maybe like a branding push where it's like you get really cool media done, and then like you have like a countdown, like we're opening up hardline date this day, and then you just value stack the absolute shiz out of it, and then a countdown on your profile, and like 3, 2, 1, like by New Year's we're gonna be in Arizona booking full time, or
Yeah.
I don't know, something like
Yeah.
that.
I love that.
But making it like like a thing,
I
getting
love
people
that.
excited and stoked about it.
Yeah.
And then obviously the normal, like, this is what we offer, like here's all these crazy things, and then obviously like stuff like this can go on it too.
Yeah.
You can clip it up and whatever. But
One of the
I
things
don't
that
know.
has been just, and obviously these are internal structural changes that you have to make, but
Yeah.
we actually have been without a marketing director for about 10 months. And not for looking, we just are very picky. We just hired a new marketing director. She just started at the end of February. So she's kind of in that mode of like,
Mm,
get rebuilding the
yep.
foundation, digging out of the hole,
Got to
getting
learn it and
yeah,
everything.
et cetera, et cetera. So that's why there hasn't been a lot of movement for that.
Got it.
But
It's
it's
tough. It's
absolutely on my
tough.
radar. It's got to be done, and all of these things are things I want to execute on really, really well. So
I
I
like that.
love the advice, though. I
I
think
mean,
that's
it's
really
fuck,
smart.
take it or leave it. This
Yeah,
is
no, it's
coming
good.
from
It's good.
I'm not rolling in it right now, and so I don't know. It's so funny because I feel like I don't have time enough to like work on my own business sometimes, and I'm sure you feel the same way
Oh my
because it's
gosh.
like I'm constantly telling other people, like I told you, I do business brands too. I gotta stop playing with this thing. Um, Business branding and stuff too, and they'll want me to be a marketing expert, and I'm like, I gotta hand it to you. Like I've learned a couple of things, but I'm, I'm not like the marketing guy. Like some people out there, like wizards with
Mm-hmm.
ads. Oh my gosh,
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on meta ads, and I'm like, how are you guys getting like you? Is it random, or are you like just really locking it in? So I don't know.
Yeah.
I have a lot to learn,
Yeah.
but keep it humble. These are just
Well,
brainstorming sessions.
to be fair, marketing is gigantic, right? Like there are so
Hate it.
many
Oh.
segments of marketing, and it seems like there's a new segment of marketing that opens every. I mean, now we got AEO, right? Like the how do LLMs find you? All of the,
Yeah.
it's
Well,
overwhelming. There's
it's a
so many
mess.
pieces. Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's ridiculous. Okay, so before I get off track on AI, because I definitely want to talk about that. um, so let me hear about your the event that you guys put on. And yeah, just tell me about those other projects you're working on because I'm very excited to hear
Yeah.
about it.
So I've been very fortunate to be asked to speak at a lot of especially the wedding conferences, wedding MBA, Marquee, DJC, and all those. And somewhere along the way, one of the things about conferences is that I think there's value in them. I just also sometimes feel like they're really overwhelming, and the value they try to blast you with so much knowledge that you only get like really like one or two nuggets that are you end up applying from them, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so um, I wanted to create something more personal. When I do coaching, one of the bigger things that I end up working on with people is the way they think. Because I'm a big believer that your business is just an extension of you. Your business will never outgrow you and your beliefs about it. That's not how it works. And so especially all in the DJ space, all these solo ops trying to build something, and they have all of these self-limiting beliefs about what it can become, what it should become, et cetera, and they end up stifling their own business, or they end up pursuing a business path that isn't even authentic to them. Like I have one person that I worked with that thought he wanted to build like this big giant multi-op that everybody called, and turns out he hates managing people. Okay, well,
All right.
building a multi-op that everybody calls is management. Like that's
Yeah,
what that
that's your
is.
job
So,
now. Yeah.
when I asked him what he really loved doing, he's like, "Man, I love DJing like these kind of EDM house parties." I'm like,
Mhm.
you
Totally
know,
different vibe.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
it has nothing to do with managing, right? Like, so I think he there was a vision that he had, and it's not to say that his vision is wrong. It's just he's not leaning into his natural gift, skills, and things that he loves.
Gotcha. Okay.
So the retreat is the event that you were referring
Yeah.
to, and we invite DJs who are really they're playing ball in their respective industries, right? Like they're high perform. Last year we had Eric Rhodes, DJ Brian B is there, DJ Hamster Dance, if you know who that is,
Okay.
really
Dang.
successful. These are all pretty big names, and we get together, and it's just about 15 people.
Yeah.
It's kind of a luxurious retreat. We eat well, we have massages, we go to a nice villa or nice place that we just kind of relax, and we have really good connection time. What's working for you? What's working for you? Um, Build relationships where we can lean on each other over time, and then we do some pretty deep 301 level work, like how do we get self-limiting beliefs out of the way? How do we build systems that simplify so we don't have to do parts of the business we don't really want to do? And it's deeper work, but it's slower and a lot more. You're a lot more. There's a lot more time for you to digest it and drink it in. And what we've found over and over again is that people love it because they can go back and like truly immediately apply and dramatically change the direction of their business.
I love that. So it's like, so it seems like, is it the structure where you have these professionals along with you and you basically get to just like answer all their questions? Is there any like structured curriculum, or is it basically like a free for all where it's like we do activities and we all hang out and then we just pick each other's brains?
We do have sessions. Yeah, we have
Oh,
sessions.
interesting.
Each speaker gives, and usually there's 3 speakers,
Yeah.
sometimes fourth. But we give at least one session. Like I tend to focus on sort of the specific turning your mind towards a CEO mindset concepts.
Okay.
DJ Brian B, he usually talks more about like how to make your business more valuable in the creative
Mm,
aspect of it and building your business from that angle. And then, our guest speaker often will talk about what's been some of the keys to their success and what have they done that has made them very successful. Like Eric Rhodes talking, he's got 3 million followers online, right? Like, how'd you get there, right? And giving very practical insights that they can apply. And then beyond that, we actually keep, it's kind of cool because we kind of keep a private chat going with these people for the entire next year where you can continue asking, hey, how did this work? Can we jump on a call and talk through my social media here? Or Brian, how did that work with changing this piece of your creative language? All that stuff,
nice.
so that
Continued
value
support.
stays there and can continue to be applied throughout the
Dang,
course
that's
of that.
cool. So, where can people find this? And do you have another date on the calendar that you're building for?
Yeah, January 24th to the 28th, 2027. It's in Medellin, Colombia. And man,
Ooh.
I'm excited. I'm excited for that one. Now it's incredible. The place we're staying is like incredible. A very manly, brutalist architecture, like very you sit in it and you want to drink a scotch, that kind of thing. But it's gonna be, and we're in the nicest part of Medellin. It's actually we've already got 9 people signed up,
Woo!
so we only allow 15.
All right,
So
it's
it's filling
going.
up fast.
It's going.
Yeah, theretreatlive.com.
TheRetreatLive.com. Sweet.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah,
that's cool, dude. Like we have the same similar type of stuff in photography and videography. I've never heard it from a DJ's standpoint. So that was really sweet. That's like, I don't think a lot of people do that, do they?
I think we're the only one.
Dang.
I
Oh,
think we're the only one that does it this way.
right, of
All the
course.
other ones tend to be,
Just like
larger
a
conference
meeting
format.
with like 200 people.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
literally.
Exactly.
Okay.
So,
Dang, that's
yeah,
cool. And obviously, like you said, it's luxury, so it comes with a luxury price point, and it's all inclusive, I'm sure, right?
yeah.
Because it's like
So we do have an option where you can stay offsite and, trim up the budget a little bit. You can come.
the pleb option.
Yeah, yeah. But obviously the one that sells the best without question is our VIP villa option.
Well,
And
just
yeah,
it makes it so much more simple. It's like
yeah, show up.
you just buy it, and then they're like, here's your ticket, here's your room, here's everything. Ugh,
No planning,
so
no
nice.
thinking.
And just
Just
go.
invest in yourself, relax, and enjoy it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that like you're building or planning, or any other things you want to talk about on camera about stuff? Or have we covered most of it?
Yeah, we covered most of it. I mean, the only things, I don't have a lot of space to add a whole lot more right now to my workload, but
For sure.
I think that one of the big things is I am looking this year to start diversifying out of just the focus in the DJ space.
Yeah.
I do love, don't mishear me, I love the DJ community. There will always be a soft spot in my heart for that.
Yeah.
But I just think that the things that I talk about in terms of building businesses aren't necessarily DJ specific. I think they're really applicable for pretty much any service based company. And
Definitely.
I've seen incredible success with the people, the companies, the CEOs that I've worked with. Just it's really cool what ends up happening with their businesses, the trajectory shifts, et cetera, et cetera. And so I'd love to start. I mean, maybe there's a photographer or videographer retreat I can go to or something. I'd love to start leaning
Oh,
into more of that, where the things that I speak are not necessarily specific to just DJ.
right. Okay. That's a really cool direction. I think you'll find a lot of success in that, honestly, because like you have the voice, you have the experience. It's funny how I say voice first. You have the experience, you have the voice, you have the presence too. Like I saw you at the WIP event, and like, yeah, you got it, dude.
Oh,
Like it's
thank you.
gonna be so cool.
Thank you.
Cool. Well, then, is there any other places that you want to plug that they can find you for your personal stuff, business, other than the website and
Yeah,
everything?
they can connect with me anytime. I have a few websites. Broc Barton. So my name is spelled a little unique. BROC. There's no
There you go.
K.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. Barton, Barton. That's my coaching speaking website. Or if you're interested in me as a DJ, djbrocbarton.com. So
Okay.
either one of those, connect with me. Would love to chat and just see what's good. You can look me up on Instagram, Broc Barton on Instagram. Pretty straightforward. So
Cool.
happy to connect with anybody and answer questions.
That's awesome. And it wouldn't be a podcast until we talk about AI.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. So, what is the trajectory in? I want to hear the DJ specific and then more broad. What your perspective is on AI? Its like progression. Is it going to be in the workflow of a DJ? Is it going to be a tool? Is it going to
Better be.
be right? Is it going to be a total replacement? Like, what do you envision, and what? Yeah, let me just hear your thoughts, just
Yeah,
in
I
general.
don't think it'll ever replace. So let me answer high level first. So,
Yeah,
the introduction of AI, in my mind, is even bigger than the introduction of the internet. Like that's
agreed.
how, and we see how far that's come in 25, 30, 35 years. Sorry, dramatically changed our lives in every way. AI in 20 years will be the absolute norm. I wouldn't be surprised if we have AI somehow connected to our brains
Right.
and like we just think things and things start happening, right? Awesome. Will it replace DJing or DJs? No, I think that's tough. I think that's tough because what you need is still an energy catalyst. It's not just the music. I think a lot of people think it's the music. I can go sit in my car right now and play Yeah by Usher, and I might not get all hyped.
Right.
That might not happen. The same as you might go do that, and it might not happen for you. It's who's leading that, who's creating that energy, who's reading the room and seeing what the people love and shifting, moment to moment to the music that's going to be most dynamic. Can AI help build a playlist? Yes. And I'll even admit I've at times used AI to kind of help me think through brainstorming a set list.
Hmm.
But ultimately, once I get to the event, I don't necessarily rigidly stick with the set list.
Right.
I pay attention to what's happening with the audience. So I think that's where DJing will always have a human edge to it. Um, I even think AI over time will probably mix better than most DJs. Kind of candidly, I think that's coming. I mean, Spotify and I think Apple Music already released uh, technology that allows them to auto mix from one song to the next through
Right.
sets, through playlists.
Right.
So I think that's even coming. It's really truly going to be who has the human connection and can read what people really want in the room and
Okay.
make sure to deliver that energetically within themselves.
So it's almost like it'll be like, well, okay, hang on. I feel like it's gonna be a few things. It's gonna be like heavily MC and like director status. So because you're like the director of the event, and you probably work closely with. I mean, you already work closely with the planners, but like you're working closely so that if there is anything that you need to pivot, it's just it's basically just like crowd control, but in like a luxury sense. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you bring that energy. You are still the MC because it'd be dumb if you have like an AI like how's ever you know what I mean like the whole like queued up AI and MC that'd be dumb. At least this is what I'm brainstorming.
Yeah.
And then but you still have that tool. And then like you said, if it comes to like a moment and you're like reading the crowd and dance floor's cleared or dance floor's hot, like you can adjust the play set based off of that because it's never going to be the same. I mean, I'm sure you've seen a bunch where it's like this crowd's a dance crowd, this crowd's like you got to slow it down a little bit, you got to have more breaks type of thing. So I don't know, it's interesting.
If we want to get like kind of deeply philosophical about it, like people have a value for the capacity of a human. Like we care about that, and especially with like moments of spontaneous energy. There's a reason that a computer can create a graphically perfect piece of art, and we don't care about it. We care about the Mona Lisa. We care
Right.
about stuff that was like that really took talent.
Interesting. This is
This
really good.
the same will be true, I think. I think about Matt Rife, the
Yeah.
comedian
Yeah.
who's notorious for he comes to his shows and sure he does his thing, but then he starts riffing. He just in the moment people start saying something to him and he starts making jokes. There's something really magnetic about that because it was spontaneous energy that came from a human. That is something I don't think we understand how valuable that really is, and that's the piece that I think will be impossible to replace in the DJ space.
Dang. That's awesome. I love that. I feel like the same can be kind of applied to photo video end of things. Like, yes, will you be able to eventually probably hire someone or like a robot to come around and take photos? Absolutely. 100%. But the perspective is what you're paying for. It's the vision, it's the experience, it's that almost like what we're doing now in 30 years, like you said, is going to be like the classic package where it's like full of nostalgia, even more than we have already, which I think is very fascinating. I was listening to a podcast the other day. I don't remember who it was, but they're like big investment bros, and they're like buying this old paraphernalia for like NBA players and stuff because they're like, this is the shiz that's going to be super valuable in the future because people are going to value that human, like the story behind it, the human connection, that kind of
Yes.
stuff. So I definitely think you're spot on. I agree with you. And I'm pretty sure what will also happen is that we'll lose the cheaper brides and couples, but it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like it'll be a great service for them,
Yep.
but you're going to be elevated from mid to high,
Yep.
which is going to be great. So I think we can end on that note. Anything else you
Love
want
it.
to talk about?
No, this was awesome. This was really
All
cool.
right, dude.
Dude,
Thanks so much for
thank you
being
so
on. We'll
much.
take care, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye.
All right.